There's a fire burning low inside so many of you watching this, a quiet, nagging heat fueled by frustration. It's that ache when you look at the systems and businesses around you and see how they keep scaling, growing, expanding. But they do it on the backs of people, communities, and the planet. It's not just about making more money, more market share, or more noise. The real cost? Exploitation becoming the language of growth, that relentless hunger to scale at any cost. It's an ugly truth that many won't say out loud, but you feel it deep down. You see it in your own ventures, in the investments you watch, in the leadership that claims progress but leaves destruction in its wake. This feeling, that perhaps this model of exploitative scale is dying, is more than hope. It's a desperate need. Because nothing built on the pain of others can stand forever. You've been told the stories of scale like they were gospel. Fast growth equals success. Bigger is better. Disrupt or be disrupted. But the problem is that scale without care, scale without soul, is a slow poison. It runs sharp through communities, widens gaps, crushes trust, and erodes the very foundations you want to build upon. It's why social enterprises, your ventures, feel pulled in two directions. One side whispers the old rules: grow fast, capture market, don't lose sight of your margins. The other calls for a deeper mission: protecting dignity, fostering real change, building sustainably. This tension feels like a trap, a corner where survival seems only possible if you betray your own values. But here's the thing: what if that trap is breaking open? What if the death of exploitative scale isn't a threat, but the spark of something new, something better? Imagine a world where scaling means growing in ways that enrich rather than exploit, where expansion is measured not in revenue, but in social impact, fairness, and resilience, where founders, investors, and leaders don't have to choose between success and integrity, but see them as inseparable. This isn't just a dream, it's happening. Not everywhere, not yet. But it's unfolding through the cracks you see every day. To break out of the old cycle, the first thing is to admit what's real. The belief that faster, bigger, louder always wins is a lie hammered into us by a system designed to keep things comfortable for a few and disposable for many. Freedom? No. It's a leash. Equality? A myth. Comfort? A cage. This is a system telling you one thing and doing the opposite. It processes people, churns ideas, replaces meaning with decision trees. It rewards mediocrity and punishes risk. It's why those who feel different, those who refuse to settle, find themselves isolated, misunderstood, and disempowered. But you are not stuck. You are the rare few who see through the haze. You know that real progress comes not from the center, from the safe middle, but from the edges. Those who reject comfort, question consensus, and choose to become more. You embody refusal, not just to live a borrowed life, but to tolerate the old system's indifference any longer. To create what's next, you must unlearn what's been fed to you. Unlearn that scale is size, that success is speed, that growth is always good. Instead, learn that scale can be meaning. Growth can be mutual. Success can be sustainable. The real revolution, your revolution, is about building infrastructure not for the many, nor for the mediocre, but for the exceptional. It's about creating networks where misaligned brilliance finally finds alignment, where the misunderstood finally find community, synergy, and collective power. Because brilliance alone isn't enough. Connection is what transforms one fire into a blaze, bright enough to shift landscapes. You are the movement where the rare meet, the space where individual sovereignty is not only respected but celebrated, where differences are not erased but become the fuel for true unity. Listen closely. The change you seek won't come from copying institutions or trying to fit into pre-existing molds. The system was built to perpetuate itself, and it will fight hard to maintain the illusion of freedom while burying your fire under conformity. To defeat that, you need to embody freedom in your work and choices, fearlessly, ruthlessly. Refuse easy answers. Question every assumption. Redefine what reality means in your sphere. Be patient, because the scale that matters isn't instant. It's eternal. The long game wins. But how? How do you build that sustainable scale without cutting corners, cutting people, or cutting your soul? First, prioritize sovereignty, not just as a buzzword, but as your daily practice. Your will must be your weapon. Own every decision, every value, every step. Don't let external pressures dictate your pace or your definition of success. Sovereignty grounds you. It clears the noise. Second, radically select your allies. Scale isn't about quantity but quality. Build networks of a few who burn with the same fire you do. Those connections create power far beyond what lone wolves can muster. Misaligned brilliance surrounded by brilliance becomes an unstoppable current. Third, invest not just in growth, but in transformation. This means see your enterprise as a living organism that must evolve, adapt, and regenerate. Measure success in social impact, in stories changed, in dignity restored, not just numbers on a spreadsheet. Fourth, reject optimization when it kills creativity and courage. Systems that optimize too much kill ideas before they bloom. Embrace messiness. Protect the dangerous, the new, the uncomfortable. That's where breakthroughs live. Fifth, embrace patience. The old model promises quick wins and immediate scale, but fails to recognize the cost. Real change takes time, years, sometimes decades, but it lasts. Play the long game and build legacies, not flashiness. This is your liberation, freeing yourself and your mission from the invisible chains of convenience and conformity. Creating a world where you and others like you don't have to give up your fire to survive. It's the solution the broken system forgot. A network where the rare find each other and together become power. Power to transform, create, and reshape futures. This isn't for the comfortable. It's not for those wanting easy fixes or safe choices. It's for the restless, for the few who feel that quiet tension inside. The feeling that you were born for more, that the world as it is was never enough. For those willing to burn rather than bend. For those ready to become something new. Stand in that place. Own the moment. Because the death of exploitative scale isn't just an end. It's the birth of a new, fiercer way of growing. A way that respects humanity, honors difference, and builds real impact. Your mission is to be part of that wave. To refuse lies. To forge connection. To own your becoming. The world is waiting for you to show it how scaling can finally mean rising together.